Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. We are live for day 3 of the Work-Life Balance Challenge. I am just checking, as I always do, to make sure, yep, there we are, that we are live. Welcome, everyone. We're back. Day 3. This week is zooming by. I am really enjoying hearing from you all and the engagement in this challenge. It's super fun. I just want to start by saying that if you are here, please put live, if you're watching with me live, if you're going to be checking this on the replay, please hit #replay. Always like to know who's here hanging out with me. The new dashboard doesn't show. Sometimes I can see little eyeballs and stuff like that, but I can't see that anymore, and I'm not sure why, so I don't know who's with me. So say hello, and again, where are you watching from? Where are you hanging out with me from? Again, I am in Colorado. The weather has been absolutely gorgeous and sunny and beautiful, and it feels like summer, especially when my son and I were at the pool yesterday at 5:30 or 6 o'clock, and it was warm, so I'm like, yay, we're here. So yes, please say hello. So if you missed day 1 and 2, the replays are pinned at the top of our page in Moms with Spark. And you definitely can, if you're watching live for the first time and you haven't seen the first 2 days, you can definitely watch in, but definitely go back to day 1 and 2, because all of these steps that you're taking are building off of each other. So I will be hopping on again tomorrow and Friday at 9 a.m. And finish it out. And so again, I'm going to be providing you with a tip and step each day, discuss why it's important and how it helps you to achieve a greater balance in work and life. And again, your job is to implement that step each day. As a reminder too, there is a workbook for this challenge. At the end of the live today, I will be adding in the link for that. It's also been in the link has been included in the other 2 videos as well, so you can definitely get it there too. So the other thing to remind you of is I'm posting checks at the end of each day. I've been putting them on our page and also in the event page. Make sure that you are commenting when you're here in the video, watching live with me or on the replay, and you're also doing your check-in at the end of the day, because I am going to be entering everyone who does that, who comments on our videos and then comments on the end of the day check-in for an Amazon gift card. Super exciting. So I will be announcing that winner on Monday, just to give those of you, I know there's some of you who work, and are watching this like at the end of the day, so you're implementing the next day. So this will give you some time to catch up. But if you are watching this, say, months after, this challenge actually happened in real time, obviously the Amazon gift card prize is no longer available, but you can still progress through the challenge. All right, so today we are going to be going through the next step, and I do want to remind you, I noted this yesterday, I'm going to be going through a really exciting opportunity that is now going to be available to those of you who are interested at the end of our little session today. So let's kind of recap, okay? So Monday, we identified what our priorities are. So I told you to identify things that matter to you most and try and keep it to under 10. Then yesterday, I had you check your schedules and see how well you are doing as far as whether or not you are aligned with your priorities. So I would love for those of you who are watching or watching on the replay to pop one in the chat. Any ahas that you noticed, things that you're doing that aren't aligned with your priorities. I think we can all relate to each other, so it's important to, engage in that way, and we can support one another in that and just identifying like, oh yeah, maybe that's also something that I'm doing that's not aligned with my priorities. So based on this exercise, there's probably at least one thing, but probably a lot more that are not in alignment with your priorities. So maybe you're spending a lot of time on your phone. Maybe you're the one that's always driving kids to their sporting events. And so maybe you're like, hey, yeah, I need to help my kids, but there's other people that could help with this too. Or maybe you're part of some sort of, you're on the board for something and you're like really not interested and it's not important and you don't enjoy it. It's not aligned with your priorities and it sucks up a certain amount of time, every week or every month, right? These are the kinds of things that we want to identify. But we also want to give ourselves the pat on the back for the things that are aligned with our priorities that we maybe didn't even realize, right? Maybe we did, but it's just a recognition. So today, your next step is to look at your list of things that don't align with your priorities and figure out what is one that you can take off your plate, that you can reduce or delegate to somebody else, right? So we're going beyond awareness now and we're taking action. Right? So we are moving into, okay, I know what my priorities are. I know what I'm doing that's in alignment with them and what is not. So now, if I want to make shifts, what is one thing that I could reduce the time I spend, take it off altogether, or delegate? So I'm curious if anybody's feeling any kind of instant resistance or restriction to doing this. So maybe you spend more time than you'd like in front of a screen. And so maybe there's resistance of reducing that. Or maybe you are on the board for something and you're like, I don't want to disappoint anybody by, moving away from that. Or I don't want to ask somebody for help because I don't want to put them out, right? So there's all these things that we start to tell ourselves. So I would love to hear like a hand raise or a yes, I'm feeling a little bit of a restriction or resistance here. And what I just want to say is that's totally normal and typical to experience that. I feel you. This is often hard for many of us because we may accept, tasks out of guilt. We might be doing things out of a false sense of obligation because we're shoulding all over the place, like I should do that, I should do this. Or we think we have to do everything ourselves, so I'm not going to ask somebody for help. Those are really common things. But remember, we want to live in alignment with our priorities. So what is something you can say no to, or delegate, or reduce, so that you can be more in alignment? This is the only way that we are going to achieve balance and harmony. By taking this step of one thing that you can reduce or take off your plate, you can free up space in your calendar and in your life for activities and people that are meaningful to you, that you're going to get so much more from, right? So again, task for today, cut one thing out of your calendar, say no to something you're not willing to take on, delegate or reduce something. In your workbook, there's a spot here for day 3 for you to identify what that's going to be and hold yourself accountable and say, by when are you going to do this? Okay, by when? So you're going to get some time to think about this because, again, you're going to need to look through your list of things that aren't in alignment and decide what's feasible. Now, one thing I also want to remind you of, as we talked about this yesterday, there are going to be some things that you don't want to spend your time doing, but you have to for certain reasons, right? So those are just, going to be the ones that are just kind of off the table. But are there things that you do have control over, that you do have the power to change and shift? That's what you want to focus on. And you also want to focus on the ones that are going to give you the biggest bang for your buck, right? What are the things that are going to, by saying no to, it's going to give you the most spaciousness, right? So think big and, in that way as well. So don't forget, I'm going to be posting your check-in today at around 5 o'clock. So check in with me. Let me know what it is you're considering taking off your calendar, reducing, or delegating to somebody else. Again, it's really important to continue to progress through these steps. This is going to provide kind of a dip in the water of a way to start to create a foundation for balance, okay? So these are little baby steps that we can take. And if you don't continue to move through them, nothing's going to shift for you. So let's just hold ourselves accountable, and I'm going to help you by posting that check-in today. And tomorrow, we're going to take this a little bit of a step further. All right. So that is where we're at today. And again, we're going to be connecting again tomorrow at 9 a.m. for step 4, and then Friday for step 5. But before we go today, I want to spend a few minutes telling you about an exciting opportunity for more deep transformational support. So here it is. So I am so elated to announce that I am opening up enrollment for just a few spots for my Bring on the Balance Bootcamp, okay? This is a 4-week one-on-one coaching bootcamp that's all about bringing on the balance, bringing on the harmony. The goal of this program is to set a foundation. 4 weeks is a solid amount of time to set a foundation to create that work-life balance and harmony. And this means that you can set the stage for yourself to be able to prioritize your health, your time with your family, to be able to start to feel more energized and present in your life and feel like you're truly living, right? We all want more energy, more time, and to feel balanced. I don't know who doesn't want that, right? And you wouldn't be part of this challenge if this was an area in your life that was lacking. So when we don't have that, we feel unfulfilled, burned out, exhausted, right? Like we're not fully living. And again, it's because we don't have the energy. We feel like we don't have any time. And therefore, we're not engaging in self-care. We're not making time for fun. We're not resting. We're not doing the things that allow us to be all those things. So this boot camp is about rebalancing your pie, right? We have our pie and we have the sections that we spend, right? And a lot of times it's really disproportionate. So we're going to rebalance our time, so it's more evenly distributed between family, wellness, relationships, personal passions, work, whatever makes up your pie. So the Bring on the Balance Bootcamp will provide you with a system and me as your coach to set the foundations to create this. So with me as your coach by your side along the way versus doing this on your own, it will provide you with a few missing ingredients to actually seeing results that last and allow for even greater shifts in the future. The issue that I often see, and this is the reason I got into coaching myself, is that individuals, and I was this, I am a person who is an information seeker and I love researching and finding out solutions and information. But the issue I see, and I fell into this as well, is that we get new information and we feel really invigorated and we have it, but we don't always feel confident about our ability to implement, right? Even though it may feel like it's simple, it's logical, it's straightforward, we struggle with the implementation or continuing to implement over time. And let's be honest, sometimes there's things that we want to do that don't feel simple and straightforward, yet we're ready to make the change. And the reason this happens is because information is usually not enough. Like we have access to so much information, right? But we're leaving out 2 things. And without these 2 things, we often stay stuck in the same patterns or repeat old behaviors, right, that keep us stuck. So this happens because a lot of us we like this challenge. I mean, some of you are going to take these steps and you're going to rock them and you're going to start to see really good shifts. And some of us are going to try the first day and then bail after the first day. I see it all the time. People are super engaged in the first day or 2 of something and then it peters out. And many of us do this. We do well for a little bit. We might even see some, we get this new information, we renew our commitment, we follow through for a little bit, and then we're going to do this, it's going to be different, and then what happens, right? Motivation fizzles out, we fall off track. And that's because, again, knowing the information is not enough. Instead, we need the information put in the right order and right steps, which is a part of what you're getting in this challenge this week. But what we need to make this time different is someone to encourage our process and provide support on a regular basis. You also need accountability. Some stuff and it's working-ish, you might be missing something that could make it even better. So in this 4-week program, we will get started in eliminating distractions that consume your time and energy and really step into life, prioritizing things inside and outside of work that's unique to you. Right? So coaching really allows for some shortcuts. It helps you condense time and get there faster because it's somebody who's keeping you accountable and not derailing for weeks and months and years. You're not going to be falling off track. And if you do, it's brief and you're back on track. So what this program will do is help you take a step to rise to the next level. Because I've been in your shoes, I understand where you are and where you've been, and I know where you maybe want to go, right? And so this is something that, again, allows me, I can allow you to take that step by holding a space for you to do so. And one of the things to think about is like investing in yourself in something like this is one of the safest bets you can make. It can never be taken away from you, and it will pay off for the rest of your life. There's never a time where investing in yourself is not a good idea. So if you're ready to reclaim your time, your energy, your power, start to improve your health and your quality of life, then we need to chat about whether or not this opportunity is a good fit for you. So this program is going to be for women who are in that mode of any of the above, like feeling exhausted, overworked, overwhelmed, burned out, or maybe you're on the verge of burnout, right? And you feel like you're not really living your life. But you also have to be ready and willing to take control of your life, and you're, going to be ready to do the work, ready for the transition, ready for the shift. And somebody who's looking for expert guidance on how to get there faster. Maybe you want to be successful in your professional life and your personal life without having to give up anything that matters to you. That's the important piece here. Okay. So if this is resonating with you, you're like, yes, then let's chat. But I just wanted to give you a few more details about what you will get in this program, and then I'll talk about how you can reach out to me if this is something that you're considering. So as I mentioned, this is a 4-week one-on-one boot camp. However, there's a few specifics I just want to point out. So one of the things that you get in addition to your 4 60-minute weekly coaching sessions is you get one fast action 45-minute call before we start the session, or before we start the program, the boot camp, where you can kind of tackle one area of your life that might be getting in the way of your success. Over the course of the coaching sessions, obviously it's going to be tailored to your unique needs, but generally we work on your vision, what it is you want for yourself. We work on mindset, really claiming it so you can see it, creating the idea that you are in control of your time, right? And how it feels to be in control of your time. You're 100% responsible 100% of the time, taking control of that. Really digging into your priorities, which we've started on today, but also identifying energy giving, energy taking, parts of our schedule that we can start to shift. Setting up conditions to thrive, areas in our life that are our health and wellness that allow us to thrive. And then moving into creating a schedule with confidence through useful time management skills that are tailored to where you are at. And these are just a few of the things that we would cover. And again, I always kind of have a framework, but tweak it to your individual needs. And then once we get through the 4 weeks, then I usually will hop on a 30-minute next steps call where you can see what the next steps are for your continued success. And there's also a bonus. So there is a special 1-hour Supercharge Your Morning Routine workshop that you will also receive as well if you are ready and willing to take on one of the 3 spots that are available by Monday. So Monday, 10, 11, the 13th, right? So I am going to be dropping a link in below that is my calendar. This is an opportunity if you're kind of like, I'm ready to take this on, or you're just wanting to kind of talk through it further, you can schedule a free call with me. This is a 20-minute call where we can discuss like what your goals are for getting yourself to that space of balance, where you're actually at, and what might be getting in the way of you reaching your goals. And then based on that, we can look to see if Bring On the Balance Bootcamp is a good fit for you. This is a no strings attached call. I only want to be able to have a conversation with you and only want those who are ready to make a shift and feel like it's a good fit for you. This is not a sales call. This is not me dragging you towards me coaching you. I don't want any of that. I only want, women who are ready for this. So it's all you. And we can also always discuss, like if the boot camp's not a good fit, I do offer a couple of other coaching experiences that I'd be happy to discuss. And if that's not a fit either, I do have some free resources that I'd be more than willing to share with you. All things can be discussed in this as far as options. So I am so excited to take the step of having these conversations with you all or being able to support you in this Bring on the Balance Bootcamp. So again, I'm going to be popping in the comments the link to the workbook as well as my calendar if you would like to schedule a 20-minute clarity call to discuss what this might look like and how it might be a good fit for you. All right, everybody, I'm so excited that I have these spaces open and I can serve you in this way if you are feeling as though this is something you are called to do at this time, or just even entertain this idea. It's always a good idea to, like I said, invest in yourself if you feel like you're ready for more massive changes in your life. All right, everyone, I'll see you tomorrow, day 4, same time, same place. Have a fantastic Wednesday. Take care.